Hi, everybody. Welcome to I'm Just Saying. I am the Urban Princess, and today I'm going to be reviewing Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. This is the second season, episode 5, and it's called Mum's the Word. I apologize, this review is very late, but I have been working really hard at work. I'm trying to catch up, so it's probably going to be a marathon of these reviews just to catch up. That being said, let's get started. The first scene starts off with Moniece, and we're introduced to her mother, Marla. They are exercising or on this trail. It's called Nancy Hovers Overlook in LA. They basically are talking about their rocky relationship. Marla had Moniece when she was 19, and she said that she made her mistakes. She admits that she's hurt Moniece as well as Moniece hurting her. She said that Moniece was very difficult to raise. I think that I don't know, how the father situation was with Moniece, whether he was involved. It doesn't seem that way, but I just think that maybe that has stunted Moniece's growth as a person. That's why she's very, I would call, self-centered. But Moniece's mother is very concerned about her relationship with Cameron. She doesn't feel that she's putting him as a priority, that she's putting her male companions ahead of her child. She's learned that she is dating Rich Dollaz and she's not happy. But it seems like they want to work on their relationship. Moniece's mother asked, can she meet Rich Dollaz? And I guess Moniece feels that it's okay because she really wants her to be involved in her life so they can repair the relationship. But Moniece feels that her mother is very judgmental of her. And I just think that, I don't know if that's a good idea, whether Marla needs to have any kind of input in that part of Moniece's life. Because Moniece is more than grown, and she should be able to learn how to handle her situation with her men. But we'll see. On to scene number 2. That's with Nia and Soulja Boy. They've been out shopping, and they're strolling the streets of Hollywood, and they're talking. Soulja Boy tells Nia that Nas popped in on him at his house, and he don't know why. Nia's not too happy about it. Nia's going over the confrontation she had with Nas, and she's like, well, Nas seems to be under the impression that they got something going on. And now, in the beginning of the season, Nia says she's okay with him having relationships with other women, but apparently she does have an issue with it. But she claims in this scene that it's because she knows Nas, and they used to be friends together. That's the reason why she has an issue. But she really should just have an issue, period, with Soulja Boy stepping out on their relationship. But okay, now this is where Soulja Boy is making a very young boy move. He tells Nia that they're going to confront Nas and put everything out on the table. Now, first of all, he knows he's been talking to Nas and telling her things, and he knows he's been talking to Nia and telling her things. I don't know what he expects to happen at this competition, but it is not going to work out in his favor. But we'll see. So pretty much Nia asked him, like, before we have this meeting, is there something you want to tell me? And of course, he tells her no. But we'll see. Okay. The next scene is with Amber and Miles. Amber meets up with Miles at this Italian restaurant called Capri's. It's in LA. During this meeting, she is looking to get straight answers out of Miles. She wants to know where the relationship is going, if they're ever going to be romantic again. Has he figured out his issues? She pretty much confesses that she's in love with him, but she feels like she's getting played by him. Miles, on the other hand, coming into the meeting is only concerned really with the fact that he has moved in with Milan, and he doesn't really want at this point Amber to find out. And he's not, of course, not ready to tell her about their relationship. I mean, pretty much during the lunch or dinner, she's asking him, where's the relationship going, when she's not getting the answers that she needs from him. She's starting to accuse him outwardly of having a relationship with another female, and where's she at? Is she outside? And she can handle it if he just admits to it. And he's giving her the same old tired answers like, no, I just want us to be patient. We're off right now, but just be patient. And she's fed up. At this point, she's telling him she will not be shelved by him, and that pretty much that, she's not going to wait around for him forever. And she pretty much leaves. So, we're just going to figure out what's going to happen in that situation. Now, the next scene, we are introduced to Willie Taylor and his wife, Shonda. They're the new cast members. Willie Taylor, we met him earlier in the couple of episodes ago. He is from the R&B group Day 26. Back about 8 years ago, he was picked from Diddy's show on MTV called Making of the Band. That was, I think, in his 4th season. And he put together the band Day 26. It was 5 guys. And they released their first album back in, I think, 2007. But now, him and his wife are in LA from Chicago. They've been there for months, and he's trying to pursue a solo career. Now, Shonda and him they've been married for 13 years. They got 2 kids, they have a son and a daughter. And pretty much they have budgeted their money, or they're living off their savings. And they're supposed to have at least 6 months worth of income that they're living off of until, as he gets studio time and gets closer to his record label and tries to get something to pop off. But apparently, the LA life or the LA cost of living is a little higher than they expected. So they're burning through their money kind of quickly. I mean, right now they're in their home and they're unpacking because even though they've been in town for months, they're still unpacking the new house. And pretty much they're stressed over the finances. Well, really, Shonda is stressed over the finances. I mean, he's stressed too, but she's really super duper stressed. And she says that she used to work and she wants to do it again. But he just ensures her as he runs out to go, work out and, go to work that, he doesn't really want her to work right at this point. He really just wants her to be there for their kids, and he's going to handle everything as far as financially. Okay. So we move on to the next scene, which Rich Dollaz and Moniece. Rich Dollaz has decided to move in with Moniece, and she's extremely happy. I don't know, but I get the feeling that they got this kind of daughter-father relationship. I mean, I don't have an issue with their age difference. She's nearly 30, he's nearly 40, but it just seems that she's a little bit more childish for a 30-year-old, but for a late 20s, 30-year-old woman. She's just calling him daddy and doing cartwheels, and I don't know. So as they're unpacking, she springs it on him that she wants him to meet her mother and for dinner, because she's working on repairing her relationship with her mother. And Rich Dollaz is not happy about this, but he's willing to do it. But he tells her that really, honestly, she should really just spend more time alone with her mother before they actually meet. But we'll see what happens. Now we get to the scene with Nas, Nia, and Soulja Boy. Now, Soulja Boy apparently has contacted Nas and explained to her that he wants to meet for drinks. And she's under the impression that it's just going to be her and Soulja Boy meeting for drinks. So, surprise to her when Soulja Boy comes strolling in there with Nia, holding hands with her. and she is livid. I mean, as they sit down, and she's sitting opposite, Nia is sitting across from Nas, next to Soldier Boy, and Soldier Boy tells her flat out in his immature way that Nia is his girlfriend. And of course, Nas is saying, no, that's not what you telling me. We just got together not so long ago. And she tells him that he's been texting her and telling him that he wants to be with her. And of course, he denies it, like you don't know what she's talking about. But this is where young boys make a mistake. You might be sleeping with a bunch of women, but you obviously don't know women. Because she's got all the texts that she saved on her phone. And she's throwing it out there that she has them. And she can put it out there and show and proof what he has sent her. And of course, Nia perks up and says, yeah, I like to see those text messages. And you see her reading the text messages. And her face is getting like angrier and angrier. Because she's reading them. And she obviously is confronted with the fact that, yes, Soldier Boy is telling Nas that he wants to be with her. And she is livid. And Soldier Boy is just sitting there looking straight busted. And Nas got her chest all puffed up. And she started feeling herself. But, I mean, what can you do when you're busted? I mean, he admits that he just, as a guilty person, he pretty much just said, you know what? First he says, after he denies it, that he don't care about either one of them. He don't have to be with either one of them because he has so many women on his thing that he don't really need them. Not making the situation any better. And this is what makes it funny for me, is when Nas tells Nia, you should be thanking me. I don't know why you mad at me. You should be thanking me. And then Nia says, I will never thank a hoe for anything. But that's when Nas got fed up and she throws a drink at her and here comes the fight. I mean, they're pulling hair and throwing punches and here comes security trying to pull them off each other. And Soldier Boy jumps up, calling himself being a man of chivalry, and pries his girl out of Nia's hair out of the girl's hands. And when security whisks her off, screaming and hollering, calling the girl a B, he's trying to go in damage control. She's sitting there pissed off, fed up, at the end of her rope. And he starts taking off his jewelry and putting it around her neck, telling her, these are rubies. I'm going to put rubies around and just keep you draped. And he tells her he's sorry. And then tells her, okay, once he gave her all his jewelry, then he tells her, well, now I'm done with it. I don't want to talk about this girl no more. I tell you, it must be nice. Okay, we move on to a scene with Miles and Milan. Miles is actually moving in with Milan. He's got one whole box full of stuff, but he's moving in. Milan is happy. He's got this new fresh tat he put on, sporting it. But he can tell that there's something going on with Miles. And he asks him what's going on. And Miles is telling him he's very concerned about Amber and how she's going to feel about him moving in on Milan. And the fact of the matter is Amber lives down the street from him. Now, and I don't blame Milan. I don't blame him because you're supposed to be with me. What are you worried about Amber for? And that's pretty much makes Milan annoyed. And he tells him, if you're so concerned about it, I don't know why you keep worried about what the world thinks. You need to tell her. And, of course, Miles, he just tells everybody the same thing. Oh, I'm going to tell her. I got to get the right moment, the right time, the right outfit, everything. And Milan is like, look, if you don't tell her, I'm going to tell her. And Miles perks up and says, well, if you tell her, then you're not going to be with me. And Milan is like, okay, a player. But in the confession, Miles is thinking yeah, I should tell her, and I should actually tell her tonight. So after I finish unpacking, I'm going to go on over there and let her know that me and Milan are together. So we'll see. The next scene is with Ray J and his manager. Now Ray J, as usual, is claiming that his business life is popping, like, and he's about to go fly down to Miami to shoot a music video with Lil Wayne for his new single called Brown Sugar. I have not heard of it yet, but from what I've seen on the episode, it does sound pretty good. So he meets up with his manager at this lounge to go over the details of the shoot. But the manager realizes that Ray J is very occupied, and he tells him, "Look, bro, you got to focus on because we got this video coming up." And Ray J says he's having difficulty focusing because of the whole Princess Tiara thing, of their newfound friendship, and Ray J knows that Princess invited Tiara on a girlfriend weekend in Vegas, and he thinks that's shady. So his manager says, "Well, do you believe Tiara about stuff that she tell you? Because if we can't remember, Princess took Tiara away from you. I mean, took you away from, that Princess took him away from Tiara. And then maybe Tiara might have, motives to do the same to Princess." And pretty much, I think, and Ray J kind of reveals that he believes Tiara and is his ally, and she's really helping expose Princess as being shady and showing her real true self. So he pretty much puts it out, and but Tiara's little trick is working, and he is not trusting Princess. So what he said he's going to do is that he told his manager he's going to take Princess with him to Miami when he shoots the video. Okay. The next scene is between Shonda and April. Shonda meets up with April at this LA gym. Apparently they're friends, So she's still stressing over her family finances. She tells April about their family woes, about, how they're there and they're running out of money, and she thinks that she should go back to work. Now, it's revealed to us that Shonda used to be an exotic dancer. So, but before she became a mom, and Willie asked her to quit, but she still thinks that she wants to keep doing it again. And Willie really is against it. And I don't blame her, because who wants their wife to be and mother their children to be an exotic dancer? That's fine if you're young and single, ain't got nobody to deal with. But you're a mother now, and you got a husband. So April advises her, of course, not to do it. She tells her, "Look, you're in LA now, and you need to think about your reputation. You're a mom now, and you're getting up there in age, and that's just not a good look." But Shonda is insistent. She said, "Well, I'm going to do it." So I don't know why she bothered to ask April, but she pretty much said, "I'm going to do it." And see, I don't understand. Shonda must don't have any kind of skill. Now, I understand that she feels as though she should work. And if her man is struggling, they're struggling, I believe too that she should work. But to be an exotic dancer, no, you need to find another skill. I mean, get another job. I mean, that's crazy. But moving on, then Miles rides by Amber's house, and he's going to tell her about the relationship with Milan. He gets outside her apartment. He sees her in the window. He thinks this is not the right time, to tell her, because it's just not the right time. He does not want to tell her right now. So he decides not to tell her, and he goes over his aunt's house to spend the night. Okay, on to the next. This is where Monica, Marla, and Rich Dollars. And this is where they all, Moniece and Rich Dollars meets her mother. Now, they're at this restaurant. Moniece is hoping that the evening will go well, which she probably knows in the back of her mind it will not. And Rich Dollars is still hesitant about even going through this, but he's trying to be, the strong person in the relationship. So Marla, looking very fabulous, she comes in and she is very aggressive. I mean, she sits down and pretty much flat out asks Rich Dollars, what is the status of the relationship? And then he agrees that him and Moniece are dating. And then she tells him that she knows about his player relationship, and poor little Moniece is sitting there like a little baby. And she points out how much older Rich Dollaz is to Moniece, that Moniece again is in her late 20s, Dollaz is nearly 40. And Dollaz turns around and says, well, then we can say you're nearly 50. And she doesn't like that. But again, I don't have a problem with their age. Moniece is over 25. She damn near is 30. And Rich Dollaz is almost 40. But Moniece mentally to me is like a little small child. Maybe that is why she's concerned. But that is not Marla's place, to say. It's not like Moniece is 18. So I can understand that she, being a mom, that you're concerned about your daughter, but that's a little too much. So then she brings up about his child support issues, which she read on the internet, which clearly I think that is none of her business. Now, I don't like Rich Dollaz. You know what I mean? I do think he's a player, and he sleeps around with everybody. He slept around with everybody on Love and Hip Hop New York. And so he is a player. But at the end of the day, that's none of Moniece's mom's business. To throw that up there. So, of course, Dollaz is offended, and he tells her he don't know her, and she don't know him. And that she's judging him based on something she read and, on the internet. And she should merely focus, which I agree, on repairing her relationship with her daughter and less on his financial issues. Because right now, whether he paid child support is not even Moniece's concern. She don't even have his own child. So why would she be worried about him paying child support? And so I don't know where Marla was getting in on that, but I really didn't like that either. Okay. The next scene is just Shonda and Willie. They're again going over their financial issues. She's voicing to him that she's still stressed. She's holding these bills that's like turning colors in front of him. But pretty much, I agree with what he said. He knows their bills. He's going to try to make sure they get paid. And he's going to be there for his family. But she was already got her G-string picked out and her shoes and her glass heels on. She wants to dance. And pretty much, I'm getting the impression after this scene that that's probably what she's going to end up doing. Okay, so on to the next scene, which is Ray J. He's in Miami. He's just shooting his music video with Lil Wayne. And Princess did come, but she's not on set. She's offset somewhere, sitting in the trailer waiting on him. And since she went on the trip with him, she canceled the fake trip with Tierra. But she's wondering if Tierra actually told Ray J. And after the shoot, Ray J just comes right up to her and starts venting again and tells her, like, pretty much that he's tired of her hanging out with Tierra. And, he told her that he knows about the Vegas trip. He knew that she was planning on hanging out with Tierra in Vegas. And once she heard that, she knew that that what Tierra was really just fake. So after he vents about their relationship, she pretty much shakes her head, tells him, you know what? The number one, I don't like the fact that you're still talking to your ex. That proves to me that, why are you still talking to her? And pretty much she lost respect for him when he let her go to jail. He got like he don't know what she's talking about, but she pretty much just broke up with him and threw some water on him and kept it moving. So the last scene is of Miles and Milan. Now, Milan is coming home the next day because he spent the night at his aunt's house. And he didn't spend his first night with Milan in their new place, which he knows that Milan is going to be pissed. And rightfully so, Milan should be pissed. So he's strolling the door like nothing is, going on. And Milan flat out asks him, well, where have you been? And he tells him, I was at my aunt's house. Then he asks him, well, when was the last time you seen Amber? Which he should have seen that as a red flag. But he tells him, not the other day, I just saw her. Milan just blows up and tells him, like, no, you a liar. Because when you left here, I followed you. And I followed you all the way to Amber house. I didn't stay conveniently. So I didn't see whether you went in there, but I knew you went over there. And I'm assuming, pretty much he assumes that he spent the night at Amber's house. And Miles pretty much denies it and said, He did, and then he denies seeing Amber, but he did admit going over there because he wanted to tell her about them, but he decided not to and spend the night at his aunt's house. Now it sounds cockamamie story, but it is, he's telling the truth. Milan doesn't believe him, and he just, Vince, like, look, I've given you everything you asked. I've been there for you, and all I ask you, for you to do is to be honest with me, and you're not. So get the hell on out. And of course, Miles said, I'm not leaving, and pretty much Milan puts him out. The stakes and stuff, and so is out in the hall because he's fed up. So that was a really good episode. I'm looking forward to giving you the info, the tea on the next episode. Until then, have a good day.